Good morning, sunny Vancouver morning. I am flying tonight to Hong Kong and then Vietnam from there to Hoi An and Da Nang first and then from there to Hoi An. I'm very excited. I have never vlogged any of these travels that I've done, and I was just talking with my friend who is very annoyed by people making stories all the time in clubs, and it gave me the idea to do this, just mostly for my own entertainment, but you're welcome to follow along. Okay, so I am on the flight from Vancouver to Hong Kong. I am so glad I decided to vlog, because this all just got very eventful at the airport, but at least I made it, and I happen to have like a whole free row, which is a first for me. So there's nobody here, there's nobody right there, it's just me, which is like the first really good thing tonight, because a lot happened that didn't go very well. When I first planned my trip to Vietnam, I looked at so many different things. I looked at the connections and how I would need to get there. I looked at the dates for my work and my kids and so many different things. And at some point I also checked into like requirements to go there, and somehow I read it wrong somewhere about visa requirements for Vietnam. So it turns out that Canadians do need a visa for Vietnam. And so I found this out when I arrived at the airport tonight, which was a lot of fun. So I arrived at the counter and they looked at all my stuff and they said, "Oh, you're flying through Hong Kong, but you're flying to Vietnam." And I said, "Yes." And they said, "Well, where is your visa?" And I said, "I don't have one. I'm pretty sure I don't need one." Which is so funny because I'm not originally Canadian and normally would be very on top of all the documents and everything, but somehow I just got it wrong. And it was a costly mistake, because then from there it was a 2-hour back and forth thing at the counter, also because it was booked through Expedia and not the airline directly. So, Expedia refers to the airline refers to Expedia, and it's a whole back and forth thing. Anyways, long story short, after a lot of different back and forth, all of this discussion, all of these calls to Expedia, all of these calls to, because the airline agents there are not the same ones as somewhere else, it's a whole thing. It went on until it was almost boarding time, and I ultimately made the decision to still fly out to Hong Kong on the same flight, and was warned that now that means that I'm most likely losing all of my other flights, including the return flight, because of not being able to make the connection to Vietnam, and also the stay in Vietnam. And yeah, had to just accept that, and had to stop the calls and get on the flight, and literally got on the plane and booked my stay in Hong Kong, because it was warned also that I may not be able to enter Hong Kong if I don't have anywhere I'm staying. So I had to book my new stay, had to book my return flight, and now I'm coming back on the same date, but I get to leave a bit sooner and fly. There was a direct flight, but I deliberately booked through Korea, through Seoul, and so now I get 13 hours there on the way back, and still come back the same day. It is not ideal. I really wanted to go to Vietnam. And one day I will, and I will get the right visa and make that happen. But for today, the plan is to go, I guess, to Hong Kong for 10 days and see what I can enjoy there. I'm sure I will. I was very excited to see it as a stopover, and now I just get the whole trip there. So they give you this little kit. You can see what's inside. actually very soft. They're really nice. And there are a couple more things in here. There's a little eye mask, and yeah, that's it. And then you get your little water. Even this is so cute how it's drawn. How cool is that? I love that. Almost there. Okay, I'm here in Hong Kong. That took a little bit of figuring out, but I am here now. I finally went through all the immigration and got my luggage and just trying to get into the city and maybe go talk to my hotel because I have my luggage now, and my original plan for Vietnam would have timed up better, and in this case I have my whole suitcase and I'm gonna see if I can maybe drop it off there. Yeah, it's a whole new experience. The airport has trains within the airport to go to immigration, and then there are trains out of the airport to go into the city. Yeah, bit by bit. Managed to drop off the suitcase. It was a whole thing too with figuring out the train from their airport and then another taxi. But I'm in the right spot finally and went to this place called Lakim Coffee. And they have like quite a big menu, and this is some sort of cheese, triple cheese bagel thing. So I'm gonna see what that's like. And then iced coffee with it's called like a little butter coffee, so I'll have to see what that. Okay, yeah, this is like one of those cultural shock moments because the bagels here are served cold. You can ask to have it warm next time I might, but it's like this fully cold cheese bagel, and it's not bad. It's good. It just was surprised. But yeah, it's interesting. It has like cream cheese inside, cheese on the outside, and I'm guessing like baked into the bagel as well. And yeah, you just eat it cold. The butter latte is really interesting, really, really good. I don't even fully know what it is. Someone will know what this says. But yeah, very, very interesting. And I'm close to the end here, but it is, it's very buttery, really creamy, and really rich, and really nice. Walking around, buying time basically to reach my early check-in that the hotel is trying to do for me, which is so nice of them. I was able to sleep quite a bit on the flight because of the 4 seats, but still it was a long travel, and also more than anything it is very hot and humid. I was prepared for that for Vietnam too, but it really is, once you're here you really feel it. I can't wait to get out of these clothes and maybe get in a dress and just take a bit of a break. But there's this really cute little park. It's a dog park, but they also have these like outdoor workout spots, and there are a lot of different coffee shops around, and little, like, this park has a little water station, which I can't wait to have more water. But it is closed right now for maintenance, and I want to kind of walk around and see if there's more of them. Let's see here, let me fix it here. If you look around this way, it's just like a little neighborhood park, but it's actually really cute. I really like it. There's like a bunch of benches, and the streets are really full of greenery, and there are a lot of palm trees, which I wasn't really expecting. And yeah, it's really humid and warm and really nice. There are also people just like playing badminton and just having like chill hangouts on benches and that, and I love that. I try to, whenever I travel anywhere, I try to go to local grocery stores, so I want to do that later and see just how different it is here and the things that they have there. And it seems like there's a lot of like street markets that you can just buy cheap fruit from. So definitely, if you're trying to travel on a budget, you could just buy fresh produce and eat that throughout the day, and you'd probably save a lot that way. But there's also lots of options for restaurants and coffee shops. I've walked to this spot called the Loc Quan Street Park. I don't know if I'm saying that right at all, but it's very pretty. It's really like serene and calm. You can hear the birds in here, and it's nestled right in the city, so you really don't have to go out of your way. But look, there's like there's little, I think there's a turtle. Yeah, there's some turtles right there. And fish, koi fish. It's so cool. Look where I am. This is so cool. I got my room. I got it a little bit early. It's so nice that the hotel could do that. I really need to get out of these clothes. But look at this here. Look. It is crazy. There are so many buildings. My dad is just telling me that Hong Kong has 1,200 skyscrapers, the most in the world, followed by New York, where they have half of this. And I believe it. I mean, this is my view just from my room. And look how many there are and how tiny the people look. And just, yeah, it's unbelievable. It's really so weird to think I'm just in one of these windows. And yeah, just how many people there are and how many apartments there are and the density of living and how everything is organized and structured. This is really cool too, with the window here and then the mirror over there. And there's a bed and then there's a shower. It's a pretty small room, but I think everything here in Hong Kong is pretty small. But it's really nice and clean, and yeah, it has everything you need, really. And I'm just excited to, yeah, have this amazing view and finally have a room of my own here. Okay, something I actually really appreciate about this place is that they had an adapter right in the room, as well as a couple of other things. All right, I'm going to have the world's longest shower and rest and hide away from the heat for a bit, and then see what is all here in the evening, and maybe make it out to the waterfront. And I hear there's also sort of Hong Kong's Disneyland, their version of Disneyland. So I'm hoping to do that in a bit.